Thanksgiving is often synonymous with classic desserts like pumpkin pie and pecan pie. But why not surprise your family and friends this year with unique treats they've never imagined? Here are some innovative Thanksgiving dessert ideas that will bring excitement and variety to your holiday table. Transform the humble sweet potato into a decadent dessert. For the crust, you'll need 2 cups of crushed Gingersnap cookies and 5 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Combine the crushed ginger snaps with the melted butter, press into a 9-inch springform pan, and bake for 8 minutes. For the cheesecake, you'll need 16 ounces of softened cream cheese, 1 cup of mashed roasted sweet potato, 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 large eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Beat the cream cheese and sugar until smooth. Add the sweet potato, vanilla, spices, and eggs one at a time. Pour the batter onto the crust. Bake for 50 to 60 minutes or until the center is slightly jiggly. Cool and refrigerate for 4 hours or overnight. Serve with whipped cream and a maple drizzle. Give the traditional cranberry sauce a makeover by turning it into a vibrant upside-down cake. For this cake, you'll need 1½ cups of fresh cranberries, half a cup of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 cup of sugar, half a cup of softened butter, 2 eggs, 1½ cups of flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, and half a cup of milk. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. Spread the melted butter and brown sugar in a greased 9-inch round cake pan. Add the cranberries in an even layer. Cream the butter and sugar. Add the eggs and mix until fluffy. Stir in the dry ingredients alternately with the milk. Pour the batter over the cranberries. Bake for 35 to 40 minutes. Cool slightly, then flip it onto a plate. Put a Thanksgiving spin on this Italian favorite. For this tiramisu, you'll need 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese, 1 cup of pumpkin puree, half a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, 1½ cups of brewed coffee, cooled 24 ladyfingers, and cocoa powder for dusting. Beat the mascarpone, pumpkin puree, sugar, and pumpkin pie spice until smooth. Dip the ladyfingers into the coffee and layer them in a dish. Spread the pumpkin mixture on top. Repeat the layers. Refrigerate for 6 hours or overnight. Dust with cocoa powder before serving. Instead of serving a traditional apple pie, deconstruct it into a fun sundae bar. For the apple compote, you'll need 4 peeled and diced apples, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Cook the apples with the sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg in a skillet over medium heat until softened. Set up a bar with vanilla ice cream. Warm apple compote pie crust crumbles and other toppings like caramel sauce, candied nuts, and whipped cream. Let your guests assemble their sundaes. Reimagine pecan pie as bite-sized truffles. For these truffles, you'll need 1 cup of finely chopped pecans, half a cup of caramel sauce, 2 cups of melted chocolate chips, and sea salt for garnish. Mix the pecans and caramel sauce to form a sticky dough. Roll into small balls and freeze for 20 minutes. Dip the frozen balls into the melted chocolate and place them on parchment paper. Sprinkle with sea salt. Chill until set. Surprise your guests by incorporating butternut squash into a creamy custard base for creme brulee. For this creme brulee, you'll need 1 cup of butternut squash puree, 2 cups of heavy cream, half a cup of sugar, plus extra for topping 4 egg yolks, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 165 degrees Celsius. Whisk the squash, cream, sugar, yolks, and vanilla. Strain to remove lumps. Pour into ramekins and bake in a water bath for 40 to 45 minutes. Cool and refrigerate. Sprinkle sugar on top and caramelize with a torch before serving. Swap the traditional pie for a rustic galette filled with spiced pears. The flaky pastry crust and tender caramelized pears make a show-stopping dessert that's both easy to make and packed with autumn flavors. For this galette, you'll need 1 sheet of pie dough and 3 thinly sliced pears, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 beaten egg for the egg wash. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. Roll out the dough and place it on parchment paper. Arrange the pears in the center, leaving a 2-inch border. Sprinkle with sugar and cinnamon. Fold the edges of the dough over the pears. brush with the egg wash, and bake for 30 to 35 minutes until golden brown. These recipes add fresh twists to Thanksgiving dessert traditions while incorporating classic fall flavors. They're sure to impress and delight your guests,